stuck it in right footed first time.
There was a lot to like about that performance from Ipswich Town. Well, how about this, everybody? For the first time ever on the Benjamin Bloom football channel, I get to vlog my team Ipswich as a Premier League club. It's Ipswich Town versus Fulham today. I couldn't get to the opening day game against Liverpool, which means the last Premier League game I saw at Portman Road was in 2002, a 1-0 defeat to Manchester United. And yes, Ruud van Nistelrooy did dive for a penalty that day. Not that I'm bitter. Yes, a lot of today will just be me getting excited about finally seeing my team playing in the Premier League once again. But there is a job at hand today for Ipswich as they've lost their opening 2 fixtures back in the big league. Now look, obviously having played against Liverpool and Manchester City so far, this is Ipswich's easiest game back in the Premier League. So a lot of Town fans are looking at this as the opportunity to get off the mark. But it's not going to be easy. Fulham have been pretty impressive since they've been back up. The big hope for all Ipswich fans is that Liverpool and Manchester City in the opening 2 games was just mere preparation for an actual winnable game here against Fulham, and Ipswich can get the first 3 points. The doomsday scenario is even teams from the middle of the table, like Fulham, are going to be too good for Ipswich this year, and it's going to be another defeat. The final 2 subplots to mention before we hit the road are, it was transfer deadline day yesterday, and Ipswich didn't sign the striker that everyone thinks they need, and it's international break after this, and you don't want to go in with 0 points. So let's do this. It's down the A14 we go. It's Ipswich versus Fulham in the Premier League for the first time ever on this channel. We have touched down safe and sound in Ipswich after the drive down the A14. Gonna head down to Portman Road. We should have some team news for you when we get down there. And my first chance to have a look and see what's been done in terms of stadium improvements since promotion last time I was here. We are into beautiful Portman Road. It looks a bit of a building site, I have to say, but everything coming on nicely by the look of things. Now, regular watchers of the channel will know I was sat beautifully hanging over the halfway line in the upper west stand. Well, thank you to the media requirements, my seat is now the press box, and I'm about to check out my new season ticket for the first time. Well, that's where my old seat was. Let's go and find the new one. Okay, not what it once was it? A little bit further from the halfway line, but a little bit closer to the noisy north stand end. And look, if you told me I had to sacrifice my seat in return for a double promotion, I would absolutely have done it every day of the week. Right, we have team news, and very much reflecting that Ipswich are building a new team after such a busy transfer window. There are 6 players I've never seen play in a Town shirt before. Let me get this right. Muric in, Greaves in, Calvin Phillips makes his home debut here in an Ipswich Town shirt, Smodics in, Ogbene in, and Delap in. Can they gel before we go for 2 weeks training over the international break? Just an idea of what Ipswich are up against this season. Fulham, a team essentially from the middle of the table, just completely laced with quality. Leno in goal is such a good operator at this level. Muniz is goals up front. Smith Rowe, big new signing from Arsenal. And for those who've watched this channel for a long while, look at the size of that man, Adam Traore, and all that he brings down the right hand side. It's a fearsome task.
Wow, here come the players, definitely now in the Premier League football back on Portman Road. Ipswich v Fulham. Here we go.
10 gone. balance of the game going to Fulham when Traore frankly walked past Lee Davis. Tete has the shot blocked. Greaves with a header for Ipswich. Otherwise, my first impressions of Premier League football are that all the players are either technically very good, physically very good, or both.
Wow, what a goal, the roof's blown off. Liam Delap, absolutely brilliant strike, carries the ball right down the pitch after Davis picks it up, moves out right, he absolutely smashes it. Leno gets a hand, he can't do anything about it. 15 gone, Ipswich 1, Fulham 0, Delap with a world in.
Midway through the first half, Ipswich have built well actually since the goal. The only chance falling to Town, wolfing them from their set play since then, keeping their pressing up, keeping the energy light in the first game. Can they get the second? Half hour up now. Fulham just having their best spell of the game. Traore heavily involved. Ipswich doing a lot of defending now, but still lead 1-0.
And there is the equaliser. Just as I said, Fulham were getting into it. Robinson down the left, really, they should have stopped the cross. It goes in low. I think it's Traore who stuck it in right-footed first time. 1-1.
Oh, could have been 2-1. Traore again puts the cross in. Muniz with the header. He's probably only 6 yards out. It's a good save by Muric, but Ipswich really need to weather this. Fulham all over them.
5 to half-time, 1-1. Calvin Phillips is showing his class for the first time. Picking out Ogbene, good save. Leno, Smodic smashed the rebound over the bar. Fortunately for him, he was offside.
Half-time then, Ipswich 1, Fulham 1. Scores even. Fulham probably edged it on the balance of chances. On the balance of play, pretty even game, as I say. Ipswich taking the lead through that Delap goal and then pushing on a little bit. Fulham getting into their groove and scoring, and it could have gone 2-1 Fulham in that spell. Ipswich going to have to do a lot of defending this season, and Fulham and all these Premier League teams, they have such control and such poise and such class and put you under pressure for minute after minute after minute. Something I've got to get used to as a fan, and something the Ipswich players have very much got to get used to. If it goes down to the benches, maybe Fulham have the edge there, especially given the amount of new players in at Ipswich. If you gave me 1-1 now, I would take it, but we'll see what happens in the second half. Ipswich 1, Fulham 1.
Well, we're up the hour mark here. Really good 10 minutes from Ipswich. Delap spinning shot, good save. Leno, Davis, free kick. Fulham defended for their lives. Ipswich well on top, but they didn't score.
Fulham just starting to come back into this now. A couple of really big blocks. The first one from Greaves from Smith Rowe's shot. The next corner, I didn't see who it was, but another big block in there. We're coming up 66 minutes and surely both managers going to the bench pretty soon. 1-1.
Last throw of the dice from Kieran McKenna with 9 to go. Jack Clark in for his debut, very excited. Ali Al-Hamadi is on up top, which maybe illustrates Ipswich's striking issues without George Hurst at the moment. 1-1.
Oh, 2 minutes to go. Jack Clark with his signature move there in off the left, bends it right foot just around the post. Couple of minutes before Raul Jimenez, who's on, big breakaway there. Ipswich managed to get it clear quite unconvincingly, I've got to say. Triple sub from Fulham. Connor Chapman's in for Ipswich now as we head to stoppage time. 1-1.
Oh, Hutchison, big chance for Ipswich. 93 on the clock, comes in on the left. It's it left foot. It's a really good save by Leno. Ipswich pushing for a late winner. 1-1.
There you go, Ipswich 1, Fulham 1, and let me be very honest with you, I'm coming out of Portman Road today, walking back to the car, really happy. There was a lot to like about that performance from Ipswich Town, and to be competitive against a good Premier League side that have been comfortably, competing in the middle of the table for the past couple of seasons since promotion is very, very, very encouraging. Obviously, look, elephant in the room. The worst case scenario for me was we turn up at Portman Road today and get obliterated by a side that's in the middle of the table most seasons, and we realise this is going to be a long year and we're not going to take points from the teams in the middle of the tables, and we're going to be
slumming it, hoping it's a 4 or a 5 rather than a bottom 3 getting isolated. But on the basis of today, if they can keep it up, really, really encouraging. Look, it's a tight game. It ebbed and it flowed. There were moments when Ipswich were on top. There were moments when Fulham were on top. At half-time, at 1-1, I'm saying, tight game. Fulham probably edged it on the basis of chances. But, and I'd love Fulham fans to get in the comments and tell me if you were at the game, I suspect Fulham fans getting back in their cars now and going on the train back to lovely West London are going to be pretty pleased to get out of there with a point, given how Ipswich came strong at the end of the game, and a big save from Leno right at the death, and Jack Clark putting one just past the post. Ipswich could well have won that game. The bigger picture for Town, really, you look at someone like Fulham, such a settled team over 3 seasons with Marco Silva. Look, obviously they've developed from that stunning championship team with Mitrovic and Wilson leading the way, but such quality throughout the squad. And when you look, even on the bench, and they're bringing in Harry Wilson with minutes to go, and Ipswich have just signed Jack Clark, who's kind of the Harry Wilson of the championship last season, and Fulham can just put their version of him on 5 minutes from the end. So that's the level, but I don't want to be repeating that all season. We know the level that Ipswich have got to get up to, but as I said pre-game, 6 players new to me. I was looking down at the players warming up and literally having to check, oh, who's that? I haven't seen him yet. So much good will be done to take a point going into international break. 2 weeks training now, and I think we'll see the patterns of play start to form. Encouraging from Calvin Phillips in the second half. You saw a few moments of his class. I think Muric in goal looks a bit short of confidence after last week, needs to build on that. Great for the likes of Wolfenden and Sam Morsey to have, good games today at Premier League level and not look out of place. And, there is problems up front until George Hurst gets back, but brilliant for Liam Delap to get his goal. In terms of Fulham, I'm pretty much going to guess they're going to be, in that middle, kind of segment of the Premier League table once again, and are not going to have any issues with relegation this season. So if that's the case, and Ipswich can be at that level, and we're still not just seeing this nice honeymoon period at the start of a very energised, late summer Portman Road, then honestly, I'm encouraged. But clip this bit out and play it to me in November if there's a long winless run coming on. Really great. We're going to pack it up for 2 weeks now. We said this all along, didn't we? Liverpool, Man City, can you get something from the Fulham game? Yes, a point, another goal, and some confidence as well. Really, really pleased. Right, that is us back to the car. Chance to have a little reflect, have a listen to some of the action, and I'll give you my final thoughts in a couple of hours when I get home. There we go, home safe and sound. 7:10, hey? Not bad, especially considering I was dispatched by the missus to grab dinner on the way home too. Look, I've had listened to the radio and the interview with Kieran McKenna on the way back. Everybody seems pretty happy with Ipswich 1, Fulham 1. Put a couple of tweets out and the response seems really good. So real positive. I know the Premier League is going to get harder and I won't be arriving home in the light throughout the winter, and the games are going to keep coming and the points may come and it may be slower. But I think given the opposition, given the impending international break, I think where Ipswich are right now is pretty good, and lots of time, as we've said, to work with the new players. 16th in the table as we speak. I know Crystal Palace haven't played yet and they are currently below Ipswich Town, but come on, if we stop the world in 16th place and fast forward it to May, I think everybody will be really, really happy. Right, I'm going to go and spend the evening with the missus. I hope you've enjoyed the vlog. Get involved in the comments if you're an Ipswich fan, your thoughts, Fulham fan, any type of fan. What are you thinking to Ipswich's first 3 games back in the Premier League? I, for one, am pretty happy.